We are a well-rounded, interdisciplinary team interested in creating meaningful and lasting social change. We are all interested in different social issues, but a common point they all share is that they all interact with charity at some point. Because of this, we decided to explore charity deeper. After all, isn't that where you're supposed to go to solve social problems?
The mental models, history, policies and structures, and human factors have established a Canadian charity system that is unable to keep up with demands for services. The incredible complexity and interconnected nature of this system results in unsustainable path dependency and deeply rooted power dynamics that amplify the issue and handicap charities from reaching their goals. Our mental models and ideologies inform how everything in our system is established and maintained. For example, we do not tolerate charities making a profit, being well compensated, or spending money on anything other than creating immediate results. The history and legacy of Canadian charity has created a 400-year-old system, trapping Canada in an Elizabethan era. For example, it is a charitable purpose to relieve poverty, but not to prevent it. Policies and structures such as short-term government contracts for charitable funding create a heavy reliance on funders, leaving charities unable to advocate for themselves, innovate, or scale. Social impact and productivity is also difficult for charities to evaluate. Human factors affect how we behave with charities. We demand reciprocity, relevance, and results. We are also risk-averse to anything that does not deliver these three things. This is just a preview of the complex system we're about to dive into. Picture this. You're on a boat floating in a sea of social issues. Water is starting to get into your boat. You have to act quickly. You start bailing out the boat. It's what you're expected to do. It's what you've always done. After all, no one wants to drown, but you can't bail out the boat forever. This is simple to what happens in Canadian charity. We can't keep fixing symptoms of problems. We solve problems at their root. We need to plug the hole in the boat.
The pressure to meet funders' expectations leaves charities unable to change and adapt due to their reliance on funders. Additionally, we build our structures and regulations to align with those mental models, deepening the path dependency. Breaking out is essential for innovation, but something that most charities have yet to do. Leaving the feedback loop is seen as a risk because charities deal with delicate situations, sometimes even life or death for the people they help. While investing in programming costs affords opportunities for innovation, funders prefer to see their money contributed directly to tangible results. When the results are not immediate and measurable, this disparity can create distrust between funders and charities.
What exactly are all of these expectations that funders hold, that we as a society hold? We don't let charities seek compensation the way that businesses do, stunting charities' capacity to innovate and save for the future. We are intolerant of charities spending any money on sales or growing their market share. This impacts the ability of charity to be competitive for funders' money and the overall revenue a charity can bring in to help its cause. We are apprehensive to investing in new ideas or revenue sources because these overhead costs are seen as a risk to serving people in need. This fear of overhead has many implications, including making it harder for charities to scale, innovate, or grow their market share. We expect results to be immediate, even if problems take time to solve. We end up favoring short-term fixes to symptoms of a problem rather than solving it at its root because it's more attractive to say that you fed 5 families rather than help somebody leave an abusive situation. Any sort of profit generated from a solution that solves a social problem is considered dirty, as if the organization has no integrity. This makes attracting talent and human capital that would benefit the charity difficult, since it's easier to donate to an issue than to take a major pay cut.
Now, more than ever, we need to ensure our systems are resilient and responsive, as a waterfall of demand is going to start flooding our system. So, how do we keep our boat afloat? First, changing mental models of charities, because they directly impact our interactions with, expectations of, and structures surrounding the charity system. This could look like utilizing social innovation labs and creative spaces to challenge existing ways of thinking or sharing insights between organizations. Second, a transition towards beneficiary-centric models adds value by putting the focus on the people in the system instead of managing expectations, politics, and finances. Strategies for this include co-creation and human-centered design. Third, providing flexibility and security for charities opens up avenues for innovation, allowing for sustainable long-term solutions. Potential strategies include equity financing, social investment funds, and increased freedom and flexibility in charity spending. Charity is more than donations. It's about partnerships and making change. However, we have learned that money still controls the system and how we behave. If we want to make a difference, we need to change our behaviors around money and power.
The heart of the matter isn't about policies, money, or structures. It's about people and systems of belief. The reasons why we try to do good, and what we even consider as social good, are at the heart of how our system is created, for better or for worse.
Finally, our work matters. This issue is quite broad, and we found this by the number of people who are interested in our work. This system affects real lives and many parts of society, which we've come to appreciate.